So everyone, welcome to Quality Talks. Then that is the first episode. I'm having one of the most successful businessmen I know, and he's been my client also for several years now. I personally so happy to work with him, and from a time to another, he always create this new business concepts that always crash the market, right? So here's to Karan Trehan. Welcome, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for having me, Amr. And congratulations on this new setup, by the way. I love it.
Yeah.
This is a cool podcast.
Did I choose the cooler background or you
Yeah,
did?
you did. I'm jealous.
Are you having it, aren't you?
I want to be on that side. No, I love it. I love it. I think what you've done is really great. And this is what's needed in Bahrain, actually, is cool concepts, great studios where people can come and talk. And I like it. This is great.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So, Karen, I know you as a marketeer, as a person who always give great ideas to any market you get involved in. Introduce yourself quickly to the people.
Thanks so much, Amr. First of all, wow. Well done on this podcast studio. I love it. It's amazing. Right? I love it. Can I come here more often? No, you see, you figured out a market. You were just talking about marketing. First of all, thank you so much. I'm honored to be here. I've been here in Bahrain for 17 years. This is my home, my country. I love it. I like seeing businesses grow. I like trying new concepts. And above all else, the people are fantastic, and I want to help people thrive. I want to change different ways of the real estate market. That's why we started Rent It. But above all else, you know, I'm just very fortunate to have a lot of experience in different industries, which has just helped me give advice on both marketing, consulting, recruitment, sales, as well as real estate. And this is where this new venture is coming from, because we're building this new venture, Rent It, and now Sell It, which I'll explain a little bit later on, as a platform in Bahrain to change the market, to give a different concept, and hopefully it will elevate Bahrain's market. So long story short, got into the property game, saw an opportunity in the market whereby new developments were coming up. Bahrain is up and coming. How do we sell these properties? And it comes down to marketing. And with a marketing background, you know, I started doing marketing in my first business in 2012. And in 2015, 2016, we set up a business called Baby Essentials, which was a retail store in Seaf Mall selling baby products. Right. Now you'd think that should probably sell itself, right? To people. Yeah. But actually needed a lot of marketing, a lot of sales, even though you're in a mall. And I learned that the marketing game through that, and also how to run ads and everything. So if you can combine your knowledge in any type of business, and you can move it to any industries. And honestly, that's really there for anybody. So as long as you've got a mindset, which is, I want to develop, I want to try new things, you just bring your skill sets to a different industry.
It's like marketeers can literally get into any field and kill it, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's
because from my own experience as well, when you're into marketing, you have to learn each and every detail about the business that you are marketing for, right? And it's like, and even you have to get into the operations, the costs, and how to get to the people and to understand your customer and all of this. Yeah. So what actually attract you to start something that can be related to real estate? Really?
What I really liked was that I felt that the real estate market was very, how do I put it? There was not much attention going into it. It's an old traditional model that works.
And it was going slow for everyone, especially the landlords, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And what happened was I saw businesses, you see, everything comes down to the economy, how businesses operate, and it's also buoyed by real estate. I saw more and more places being built, and the ones that got rented out or sold were the ones where landlords really invested their time and money onto nice places. That really brought people in. And I saw a lot of people moving in from abroad to set up businesses here. They need an office, they need a place to live. And I was like, hang on, there's a market here, but we're not really marketing the real estate industry.
Because I think everybody's just especially if the landlords, I think, and not just the landlords and real estate, a lot of fields here in Bahrain and maybe around the GCC, they look about if you have a restaurant, for example, or anything, you open the project, you make a great place, you have a great service and all of that, and it's gonna sell itself, like you say, right? And it's not just about that, it's gonna need the marketing. They just don't look at the big picture. The big picture, as you just said, is like it's everything connected together.
Yes.
It's like you're gonna buy an apartment, or you're gonna rent an apartment or something in a certain area. Okay, what is around this area? Okay, it does have, like, facilities. It have entertainment centers. It have malls, hospitals, and all of that. So everything attracts the other. So I think most of the people really doesn't see that, and that's why they always like put the marketing. Like the marketing role a little bit down. It's like, oh, okay, let's do a little bit ads, and that's it.
So
And they stop.
you're right. It's 100%. What you said, you hit the nail on the head there, right? And it's not just real estate, it's all businesses. And you're a marketer, right?
Yeah.
You've been doing videography, editing, and also marketing concepts for a lot of different brands, and you've seen it. And what's happened here, and historically, it's always been the case. All businesses, and I would say almost all businesses, especially most small to medium-sized enterprises, would never invest into marketing. They just thought, I'll open up a place, I'll brand it with some name. I'll spend a lot of money on that. I'll make the decor incredible, make it look nice and everything. And guess what? People are going to come. And you could be further away from the truth. It doesn't happen like that. You have to let people know. So it's a case of getting visible in the market, right? You need visibility. You need attention on your brand. And once you have that, then you start to get interest, and that interest leads into a funnel, which then becomes people start to know about your brand.
Even if people came to your place, like even if they came, but they're not gonna come back, not because you're bad. Okay, living in a small country have like two sides, right? Okay, the good side is like you mostly can know everything in like about a month. Like you can know most of the places, most of the good spots and everything, and the areas as well. But also, it's filled with a lot of competition. There is a lot of supply.
Yes.
A lot of supply of everything, of the F&B, of the real estate, of the services. And another friend also said it's a copycat somehow. So that's the thing. So what keeps the people coming back to you, right, is always be visible.
Exactly. What have you found when you've been marketing for businesses? What has been the biggest problem that businesses do not market for some reason? Like when you're going in there, you're speaking to them, look, I can help you, for example. What's their first reservation that you find?
The most thing that I saw in Bahrain, that still the people don't have the proper knowledge of having the marketing department within their places, or even hiring a marketing agency. Okay. Right. The knowledge itself, it's not there. It's just like, okay, create a good operations sales team, and that's it. All right. And they put
do they even
a lot
have
of pressure.
Do they even have a sales team?
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, okay, oh my God, you hit something on that. Yeah, the receptionist is a sales team.
Yes.
It's like, come on, it's not about anything. Yeah, receptionists are actually one of the most dangerous jobs ever, because they are the frontliners of every business.
Yes.
Right? But they're not sales. They're not marketeers. Yes, you can sell them some tricks. You can tell them how to talk to people and all of that. But to attract new people? Come on. And that's not even everything. To depend on it, and you blame them if the business didn't come. Come on. Like, I really see it not fair. So the first thing is the knowledge. It's not there.
What about budget?
Yeah, that's another thing.
And they always say that, budget. But what does that even mean?
That's also part of the main knowledge, because the whole picture of marketing for people here, all right? It's just like it's someone who's going to make a nice video, or hiring an influencer just to cover to you and take a couple of BDs and just leave. And okay, I'm going to wait for customers now. Okay, why did they didn't came? You're a fail, You're a fail. How could you? I paid you and everything. So it's also the awareness of what are you exactly investing in. In my opinion, being a business owner, you have to have a background of each department you are going to hire in your place. You need to know this general manager, what he exactly is going to do. The sales manager, what exactly he's going to do. The marketing and everything. I'm not saying being an expert in all of that, but you need to have a very good background about everything, so you can understand the value that this people is going to give you.
Yes.
All right. And depending on that, because sometimes, like I personally, not sometimes, like all the time. Okay, when I send a quotation for any client and everything. Why are you so expensive? There's a lot of people doing like 25% of this price. And I told them, good luck. It's totally okay for me. Good luck for you and them and everything. I put a price on my job, not because I want to look expensive or anything. No, it's because every detail have a price.
Yes.
And that is the most thing that brings us again under the main knowledge of marketing to a lot of business owners. And what makes me really upset, Karen, that some of them are actually a very, very nice business. Like I can see the potential. Like I got to one place, all right? It's like let's say a hotel, all right? It's a very nice, but I can see the potential from the first second I got there. And it's empty. And the people doesn't even know that existed. And when I got there, I got called. Okay, they called me for help. And I dealt with them like for like literally 2 weeks, and I asked to cancel the contract. Because unfortunately, the main management does not understand literally anything, zero knowledge when it comes to marketing. And I couldn't tolerate that. So, yeah.
I think that's a major problem here. I've seen it out over many years, right? When I've been working, and you've seen it probably as much as me. You go out, you meet a lot of different clients, and they don't even know what they want to do, and they guided incorrectly by the wrong people on what marketing budget should be, what sales should be.
My father told me that. My
my
auntie told me this. So,
right?
yeah.
You know, and that doesn't go anywhere. At the end of the day, when if you build a brand, you spend the money on a concept, you have to market it, and you have to learn the different social media. Like, it's not platforms as well. It's not just Instagram. A lot of people just post on Instagram and hope for the best as well. But there are so many different things. There's also, you look at TikTok, Snapchat as well, right? There's YouTube Shorts, Facebook. Facebook is a very undervalued kind of social media platform that I think
that Facebook's still #1 used platform in Egypt.
Wow. And that's
Still,
what, 85 million people?
After all of this years, still Facebook is #1.
Why do you think that is?
Because the community itself, I'm gonna tell you, like each social media platform, in my opinion, it's not 100% proven, but I think each social media platform, when it started in some certain area, all right, there is a bunch of a lot of people made it as a trend, right? And you hear about something new and you hear something interesting, but Facebook with Egyptians, it used to be the classic one. Why? Because they started a genre of posting on Facebook, which is like, the Arabic memes.
Yes.
Right? The comedy stuff, the sarcasm stuff, okay? And the people get to comment and to communicate and all of that and share it with each other. So I know the other platforms has the same thing as well. But a lot of people stay on Facebook. So even if you went to another platform, you won't find this page that you liked on a TikTok, for example.
Right.
Because most of their work was like mostly like designs and artworks and caricature and all of that. So it's still extremely active and maybe the #1 social media platform there for even communications.
That's amazing. And do people actually buy on Facebook as well? Like, so for example, if you're a business and you're selling, do people buy? Is that for Facebook more than, would you say, Instagram, for example?
Well, if it's in Egypt, I 100% yes. 100% yes, because there was like a lot of sponsor ads like I can see for like the new developments and the projects happening there. And by mistake, if I clicked, and there's like a zombies of salespeople start to call you, right? That's in Egypt. But for example, in Bahrain, I think not sure, maybe it's still working for the foreigners.
So a question here. So in terms of when you've been doing real estate marketing, which you've been doing as well for a long time, what do you see common mistakes happening that landlords or developers make? And what do they do well from your experience?
Well, I think I was lucky because back in 2021, I went to my first trip to Dubai with my friend Hussein. He took me there and I started working with the whales, like the whales, like, like these people, their names is like on like the best broker every month.
Who are transacting hundreds of millions a year, right?
Exactly. One of them is Anthony Joseph and also Luay Al Fakir. These people, mashallah, yani, they are the best, and there is a reason, right? But so they started, the way of having the real estate broker videos, because back in these days in 2021, very few people was doing it.
Yes.
Okay. So we took the opportunity, we went there and we started making the videos. It was pretty simple back then, not huge quality or everything, but we were giving a good quality. And even the things to say, the scripting and all of that. And then when I got back, like, the next day to my office, all right, just to check like what other shoots I'm having, what other accounts that I'm gonna have. I didn't have anything. So, okay, let's start like, the sales work, all right? And when we were calling clients by phone or going to meetings, and it's like, and I'm showing them the works that we've done in Dubai, and it caused these people to make millions. It was the reason. And they called me and they told me this, all right? He told me, really? You're going to do this for me? You want me to look in this way and talk to the camera and having like a young music, like a rapper? And I was like, really, you don't have to. And I left. So, yeah, the marketing way got really, really, really late. Like I'm feeling already people is becoming very late in a very obvious things, You have your phone with you, so you literally have access on the whole world.
Yes.
Right? So when you see, for example, I'm not saying everywhere is gonna suit someone else in another country, but there is nothing wrong of trying.
Yeah.
And let's see how this will go. Right?
Exactly. And that's, you went there, you saw the standard. It was a completely different standard. I was there as well, at a similar time. I came back to Bahrain and I saw that we could raise the standards completely here. And that's what I always try and do. So when it comes down to properties, as an example, right? There's so many inefficiencies in both the rental market and the selling market, right? And let me just start off very quickly with the rental market.
Yeah.
There are outdated listings. If you were to look at any platform, there are outdated listings. You look at a platform, there are probably about 40,000 properties on there. Well, I'm sorry, that doesn't serve anyone. You as the tenant is going through like a jungle minefield of what is here. And the landlord is also not going to get any visibility. Imagine you're one of 40,000 properties, right? You've worked hard your whole life. You've invested into a property. You've put the furniture in. You now want to get it rented out. And then you upload it on a portal which has got 40,000 properties. What chance have you got of getting it rented, right? Yep. So there was a massive inefficiency there. I actually think less is better. Less is more, I'd say, right? In terms of less properties on a platform is always better. And then the other way it works is, okay, I'll give it to an agent. Now, there is a good and bad thing to this. And let me explain why. The good agent, right, will take your property, will see it, will understand its location, what's around it, and understand the type of tenant that is required.
We'll take care of you. We'll
right?
take care of your project.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. And that's what a good agent will do. But I also see another side of it. Now, an agent also has hundreds of listings at times, right? How can that agent give you the best service? They can't. They just can't. They've got too many things to do. So what happens is they upload the photos onto a portal. They're not always the best. And then it stays up on there. And then that landlord just keeps waiting. Then they give it to other agents, which doesn't help either, because now the same property is being marketed on the same portals, right?
Well, and just different agents.
Yeah. And then it's just like...
And add to that the misguidance as well.
Totally.
It happened to me personally.
Yeah?
Like
what happened?
I was looking for a new apartment like last year, right? And then I reached to a good company actually, all right? So I got to the agent. I told him I'm looking for this area, all right? And then one of them I wanted to, for example, seafront Jufair. Just I didn't want to live there, but I just wanted to see what is the rates, what is the because I don't have any information about that. Yeah. He told me I found like a perfect one and we have it and all of that. It's like, oh, okay. So I'm with him on the phone, all right, and I can see Google Maps where it's driving me, all right. Like I know Jafar, I know how to go there, but okay, then I call him. I told him, man, where exactly in Jafar? Because I know the area, pretty known, everybody know it. He told me it's a little bit near Jafar. I told him, yes, exactly. Where is it? Because the location is showing me Exhibition Road. You know that this is two different areas, right? He told me, yeah, but I didn't even continue listening to him. Like, why? Imagine I got dressed, I got to my car in the heat, all right, and searching for a new place to stay in, and being misguided, like face to face. I was like, come on.
You know what that's called? Catfishing. Right? You know what I mean? It is. It's like, it's no different to like as a dating game. I don't know. I haven't been on one of these apps, right? but it, from what I've heard, it's like you go on there and you see what you think is a beautiful, lovely lady, maybe, and it's not in reality, right? So it's like, come on. And it's the same thing that's happening in the property sector.
A lot of filters.
Yeah. Millions of filters, man. And it's like, so that's frustrating. And the problem is, no one's done anything about that, right? And so I saw this, and your experience is not abnormal, by the way. I've experienced it. I've been many times, I've gone, oh, is that apartment available, or that villa, for example, right? And they say, yeah. Come, just meet me there. And as I'm driving, they go, oh, by the way, I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you, that just got rented out literally 2 hours ago, but I've got another one, right? Just next to it, right? And I'm like, really? It just got rented out, really? And then just to humor, I'll go and see the agent, and I'm just like, why not just tell me the truth from the beginning? You know what? I'd have way more respect if you just told me the truth. You went, you know what? Sorry, it's an old picture. That isn't the correct one. Let me send you an updated photo of the new villa or the new apartment. That's fair enough. You're not wasting anyone's time.
Yeah.
People hate their time being wasted. Hate it.
Man, there's no knowledge even in sales. And I'm gonna tell you one example. Okay.
We're just bashing.
No. It's something.
No, it's not
really
bashing.
happened.
It's actually making people aware
Yeah.
that this is frustrations that we go through, that you go through as well. Listeners here will listen to this.
These kind of agents. Okay, like me and Hussein, and he invited Anthony from Dubai, right? As he's like one of the best. So he was giving like a small training for the people and something like that. And he asked questions, okay? How many of you is using social media to market their properties, and everyone? Everyone raised their hands and everything. Okay, what do you do? I list it on Property Finder, I list it on here, I list it on that, and that's it. And then one of them didn't even raise her hand, and she said, I don't think I have to go on social media to market the properties that I'm responsible for. And literally, he left everybody, and he sat on the chair, and then he told us, okay, tell me how you are going to sell these apartments that you have under you. She said, I'm gonna wait for the people to call me. And she literally stopped talking. So he told her, so you're not famous, okay? And you're selling something pretty expensive, and you're expecting calls on your phone every day. That's your plan to sell it. that was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, okay? But also, honestly speaking, right now it's a lot better because they're becoming knowledge, especially with the younger generations. They spread the word.
Yes, they do.
Because it was like I know some of them. They are I'm so proud of them, and they're pretty successful. Because when you see a young realtor, okay, she become very rich, he become very successful. Okay, these people are younger than me. How they are doing this? Okay, let's follow what they're doing. Really, you needed that motivation? So that is one of the main things. So being misguided on the real estate and all of these things, it's because also, again, going back to the main point of the knowledge of what you are doing and what is the morals to do that.
Yes.
Okay. So here, I want to ask you a question. So you started rented, right? Like let's say a month ago,
Yeah.
right?
Month and a half. Yeah.
When you told me about the idea, firstly, the first thing come to my mind, I said, okay, maybe it's a property finder, another copy of property finder. And then you told me, no, it's something else. All right. I need you to tell me why rent it. Why can anyone, okay, looking for a new apartment, okay? Let's say I'm new in Bahrain,
Yeah.
right? I'm new in Bahrain. I don't know anyone, okay? Why should I use rent it?
Look, that's a great question. Why use rent it? And I tell people you don't have to use rent it. There are other ways to find a property. But what we try and do, and we try and do well, is that we're transparent about the properties. So for example, if you're a tenant, you're looking for properties, we actually identify each unit with its address. We have it verified. If you want to speak directly with the landlord yourself, you can do. So it cuts out the agent in that regard. There's no like massive loss of communication channels going on. You deal directly with the landlord. Everything, all the chats are kept in the ecosystem as well. And then if you want to have a look at the contract, you can. It's in the system as well. The landlord can deploy that as well as the deposit certificate, so you're secure. What we're trying to do is make it very transparent, easier to rent. And the other big benefit is that, I want to give you an example here, Amr, okay? If you're looking for an apartment, let's just say 500 BD a month, okay? Now, if it's on Property Finder or any other platform, there is a reason that that's 500 and maybe not 475 in the market. And that is because the landlord has to take into the account the consideration of paying an agent 1 month's commission.
Yeah.
Now, if you exclude that, you take that away, all of a sudden that price can be lower, right? So now that 500 BD property that is advertised everywhere, however, on Rent It, it can be for 475 because we're now taking away the agent cost for the landlord, right? So who wins? The tenant wins with a lower pricing, direct communication with the landlord, and honest, transparent listings, no catfishing going on, right? And the landlord also wins to a degree because they're dealing directly with the tenant. They're not getting told one thing or another by an agent. So it's direct communication. So that's the whole idea. Now, like I said, it's not for everybody. And a lot of people also to use...
I was about to ask you that because I believe some landlords will tell you, it's like, to be honest, I don't want the nag off like the new tenants
100%.
because I don't want a lot of negotiations. This is the price. This is the final price. That's why I'm going to hire an agent to do that.
Agreed. Yeah. And a lot of times that does happen. There are also times where a landlord has a property manager, for example, or somebody who looks after that unit. And so they're happy to give that person the responsibility with the WhatsApping or the calls, you know, for example, like scheduling viewings, for example, right? So we've found that that has been the case. The landlord wants one result, get their place rented out fairly. And the tenant also wants one result. Like I said, it's not for everybody, but what we're doing is we're providing...
for the ones who see the big picture, I guess.
Yeah, it gives it, you know what? It's just another alternative.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Yeah. And I've been on both sides of the coin, where I've been the agent as well, and I understand. So I get it. There are landlords who will want to use an agent. Feel free to keep doing it. Okay. All we're saying is, if you're not getting the results, try something different. That's all it is, right?
100%,
you know,
100%.
You're not going to eat pasta 7 nights a week. You want to try something a bit different. Try Rent It.
100%. So I need you to tell me, because everybody, like, to be honest, like, I watch a lot of, like, you know, podcasts and interviews, and everyone is just telling the story behind their, like, you know, their project and everything. Obviously, you started Rent It because you have a goal. You have another vision of how to make things done, right? For certain some people, because you there's a problem and you provided another solution.
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to say it's the solution. You provided another solution, and actually, it cannot be better than that, right? But what if some problems happened, like, you know, between both parties, right? Between the landlord and the tenant, maybe after, like, let's say a month after already agreeing and everything, and somebody is going to say, okay, something was not clear. Okay, is that even possible?
Well, it shouldn't be. I mean, of course, there will always be disputes in anything, in any type of business, right? Sure. Or complaints, but we've tried to set this up as cleanly as possible so that everything is transparent from the landlord side.
Yeah.
And then the tenant knows exactly what they're getting involved in, right? If anything happens later on, it would not be really the platform's responsibility. We're literally a peer-to-peer networking group, basically. We bring two parties together.
Yeah.
So what happens then, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully there shouldn't be any agreements because the tenant should go through the property in detail, see everything, have an inventory check, have photos done.
Yeah.
But of course, there are always issues in any kind of situation. We just try and mitigate that because we know it's a problem. For us, what we're looking for is that landlords keep returning and listing, and tenants keep coming to the site. And we've seen more and more tenants coming to the site because they actually say, you know what, I don't want to deal with agents anymore. I want to give it a new opportunity. So we're getting a lot of leads coming in as tenants. And now I'm just trying to tell landlords, list your property because there's a good chance you'll get it rented out. And there's another thing as well, that during the summer months, it's a known fact, or research has shown rather, that it's 35% harder to get your place rented out over the months of July and August, right, than other months in the year. So it's a time where a lot of people do leave, and there's a lot of changes going on. So people don't necessarily look for a new place to rent or to buy over the summer. So now's a really good time. We've only got a few days left before we hit July, but of when this comes out. But it's a good time to get your place listed. Give it another opportunity to get it rented out. You get 2 to 3 months to get it rented out. On Rent It.
What is the most frustrations happened to some of the landlords who chose to list their properties on Rent It when there was instead of there was dealing with agents? What is the most comments or the past experience that you heard?
I think one of them has been uploading the photos.
Really? Just that?
Yeah, I think there's been
but it's just photos, right?
Literally.
It's not that a big deal. Come on.
No, you wouldn't think it, right? But you know what? We live in quite a lazy society. That's the truth, right? And if anyone says that's not the case, they're not telling the truth. And I think a lot of business actually is not done just because of laziness. And
that's 1,000%.
right. So what sometimes seems like a very rational thing, hang on. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I had a lady who called me up, right? She saw Rent It. She liked the idea. She called me up and she said, by the way, Karan, I've got this showroom in Arad. I want to rent it for 2,000 BD a month. So I said, okay, fantastic. Let's get it rented, right? You can list it from 49 BD. And you know what she said to me? No, Karan, it's okay. Please get it rented for me and I'll pay you the 2,000 BD commission. And I said, well, no, that's not what we do. We're a platform and we list it and we will drive leads to you, right? So you get inquiries. And she said, oh, no. I said, what's stopping you from saving that 1,950 BD? And she goes, I'm just very busy. I said, is it photos? She goes, yeah, I need to go take some new photos, but I'm busy. I'm traveling. I've got meetings, whatever, right? So I'm like, but you know that if I do that or if anyone else does that, you have to pay a commission and that's 2,000 BD. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Or do you want to pay 50 and give yourself a good chance? No. Give me that, So what seems like a very rational thought, people operate with irrationality. So that is something that I've learned through this experience. In these, first couple of months, I've learned a lot about human psychology on what you think. So here's an interesting thing. When you think you've got a business idea and for every conceivable reason you think it will work, sometimes when it should 100% work, it doesn't work 100%. It works like 80%. Because people are ruled not with logic half the time. It's just whatever comes easier. And also habit. That's another thing. So you asked me a good question. What do landlords find, where have there been any frustrations? There have been no frustrations with regards to Rent It. It's just that they're not used to a new model. And Bahrain, it takes years sometimes for a new model to come in, for it to work, for people to see the benefit. And then the minute that happens, everyone starts copying.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm happy for it to take as long as it needs to change. I'm here for the long term. I want to give people another opportunity. I want to help landlords and I want to help tenants. And I think if you come from that space, truly, I think a business will be built, and a big business can be built from that.
So let's say already someone came to you, all right, like this client, okay, and you have a great showroom and everything, but you don't have the photos and everything, okay. What is like, and you really want to get this listed on Rented, right? Okay, what is actually the other solutions that you are getting to these clients other than just listing the property?
Okay, so that's a fair question. So what we do is we have another option within the website listings, right? You can pay 50 BD. You just click on a button, pay for it, and that will include videos and photos done on your property at your convenience. So somebody will go out, take photos, take videos, and upload it.
So no extra effort needed.
No extra effort needed.
Yeah.
So it's just there. So it just comes then again, But I've also had complications on that because people have gone, I'll happily do that, but I'm not sure when I'm next there. So, I don't know when I can schedule the person to take videos. I don't know when anyone can go in. Or they go, I need to get it cleaned. That might take me another week. So I'm like, all right, maybe I now need to start a cleaning company on it. It's like, oh my gosh. Like,
this is one of the things that I'm just really confused about. Okay, you're trying to sell or rent this place.
Imagine me.
No, come
You're
on.
confused.
Yeah.
Imagine me.
Now I'm talking about from my perspective as someone who wants to buy this place or rent it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And this happens to me before I get married and move on, and I was like going in a lot of areas in Bahrain just to see what is like the measurements of each area. So I want to understand why here is more than here and why this is better than that. Always the number one element is to be clean, for God's sake. You're expecting people to come and you know what really teases me even more? And there's an agent with us, all right? It's like, okay, welcome, and open the door and look, it's the dust coming to our face. Imagine, seriously, it happened to me like on one of the rounds that I was going with my wife, around maybe 5 to 6 times on different days. Like we enter, actually the place is good. Like the area is not bad, but the place is actually good. It's a good place. The bedroom is okay. Everything is fine. And it's extremely dirty to the point that you cannot even see the details of the apartment. Like, this is one of the things. Okay, even if it didn't rent it out for a lot of time.
Did you end up renting it or no?
No. It's never.
Even though it was nice.
Yes, the only apartments that we rented is the clean one.
Why was that?
Man, it's the first impression.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, it's like going into an apartment. It's like meeting someone new. It's the first impression.
First date.
Exactly. It's like
gonna be a new home, right?
Imagine showing up with a girl, okay, dressing like shit, smelling like shit. She's gonna sit with you for 2 minutes. Of course not.
No.
Okay, it's a sign of disrespect. I see it this way.
Yeah.
To be honest, like you're bringing me to this place to see it, okay, and you're telling me to put an interest in this place, and it's dirty, and some of them was extreme dirty. It's a sign of disrespect. What's gonna happen next? Even if I'm dealing with you, right? What if I needed something? You're just gonna block me or something, right? So it's really the first impression.
Exactly.
When the place is clean, it's nice, you can smell it, it's okay. So everything is following the other, right?
Yeah.
So the first impression, number 1. Number 2, there's maintenance, continuous maintenance. Number 3, there is a stuff on the time. Okay, so that's like three elements just got in the first 1 second. You open the door, all you got it to your mind.
Yes. It's obvious, right? For probably a lot of listeners, this is major frustration, and
keep your places clean, guys. Just keep it clean.
Yeah,
come
on. It's not hard. Just keep it clean. You're in business to keep you don't go into a restaurant and just leave, if you're a restaurant owner, and just leave the dishes on the table, right? And just in a mess or whatever. You don't do that. So I don't know why that has been always the case here. And a lot of the times the landlords do give it to, like, whether it's a watchman or somebody to look after. And that person is super lazy as well. And honestly, I'm calling out all those people here because you know what? It's bringing the standard down.
Exactly.
People do go in, they get an impression. Another thing as well is put on the AC. I understand if there's a case where EWA is not connected, right? For example. But you know what would be really nice is that the agent says, or the person says, by the way, just want to apologize in advance. There is no EWA.
Yes.
Expect a bit
that
of
happened with me, and I extremely respected this person.
Don't wear a suit if you can, right? Come in a t-shirt. It's going to be a bit hot. And so then at least that person's aware of it, because you know what happens in a really hot property. I don't know if when you've gone in and you're taking pictures of a place, right?
Yeah.
As an example, you're hot, you're bothered, you just want to get out of there.
Yeah, you cannot take any decision, nothing.
Exactly, so you just want to leave, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And what does it cost for a landlord just to leave the EWA on and just to keep it on for when a tenant, a prospective tenant does come? And it really shows a lot about the landlord, this does, right?
Exactly.
So like you mentioned, you hit the nail on the head there. As a tenant, you're walking in, and if that is the first impressions, you know what the second impressions are going to be after you sign that contract.
100%.
It ain't going to be good, and that is what people are worried about. So let's say this: landlords, stop being lazy, right? If you've done the hard work, and and I'm batting for you here, right? I'm working for you. So are so many people. Landlords, you've done the hard work. You've invested into property. You've put furniture in. Whether it's commercial, whether it's residential, please keep the lights on for when a viewing happens. Keep the AC going if you can. Or do you know what? Get a fan, get some kind of generator or whatever it may be. Open the window maybe, right? Get it cleaned, right? And just give...
it's a product in the end of the day. It's a product.
Yes,
Okay?
exactly. And it says a lot about who you are.
Exactly.
Right? As a landlord and as a person. So if you're messy and scrubby, you don't want to be doing business with that person.
Look, you know that a lot of people in their fields, they cannot see what they're doing. Either it's a product or a service.
Yeah.
Like, for example,
true.
okay, apartment, villas, it's a product. Okay, how do you give a product to someone else? All right, you clean it, you wrap it, you make it look nice, and you try to convince me to buy it.
Yes.
Right? Like literally anything, like a I don't know, snowball or something. It's like anything. All right. When it comes, for example, to marketing, okay, it's service. It's a service. Okay. It's the opposite of a product, but in the end of the day, you're gonna give an ending product, but it's not touchable. It's not something that you can touch and say, oh, okay, this is really strong. That can help me, blah, blah, blah. But you need to understand that this is going to help you, right? It's a solution to a very common problem that you're having.
Yes.
Which is not making business, which is not getting to the people. Okay? So having a good product, it have a lot of elements and standards to do.
Yeah.
Giving a good service, also, it's the same thing. All right. It's a lot of standards that you should put within yourself before dealing with the clients.
100%.
All right. Coming to the real estate, it's actually combined of both. Okay. It's a product. And if it's a big place or like a big tower, you have to have a great service. Like, because most of the people right now is doing the hotel apartments.
Yes.
Right. Okay. How do you call it a hotel apartment when there's no service literally anytime I want?
Yeah.
Right. This is the thing. Like, okay, I'm going to open a hotel apartment. Okay, how are we going to do that? Okay, I'm going to build an amazing tower. Okay, put a reception, a little bit, guys, of a maintenance. And okay, like, that's it. That's it.
There's no thought process. Another thing I want to touch on, right, which you were kind of mentioning, something that's also not really talked about much, and something that I've noticed in business and certainly with properties, right, and landlords, is ego. By that, I mean there are a lot of landlords who have a lot of ego, right? Or they're second and third generation owners. Maybe a bit controversial for saying this, but this is the truth.
Yeah.
By that, I mean they may have a lot of properties, and I've spoken to several, right, who have empty properties.
It's like, I'm
They
rich,
will-
I don't care.
Yeah, so there's no care attitude.
Yeah.
They will not reduce the price. They keep it empty. And as the years go by, I know somebody in Amwaj actually who'd kept their property vacant for 4 years, waiting for that right price. But guess
4
what?
years?
4 years.
Oh my
4
God.
years they've kept it empty. They haven't rented it out. And
I think
and
he
there's-
kind of forgot about it, right?
well,
He
no,
forgot that
it's-
he even built
yeah,
it.
but you know what it comes down to? It's like, it's ego. It's like saying, no, my price is this and I'm sticking to it. Well, how much money have you lost for every single month that that place is not rented out? So if you were to take, as an example, right, 1,000 BD villa, that's 12,000 BD a year, right? Now, if you delay it by 3 months even, okay, you've lost, the best you're going to get is 9 grand, 9,000 BD, right?
Yeah.
So you've lost 3,000 BD. But what do people do? They try and get that 1,100. In order to try and get that, they've lost, right? So
Yeah.
to make it up takes a lot of time, and people don't realize that. So if you have that 1,000 BD villa, drop it to 900, get it rented out. Guess what? In those 3 months, it's 2,700 BD.
Of course.
At least you got money in,
100%.
right? You got money. So 1,000 BD villa, drop it by 100. You're now making 2,700 BD over those same 3 months
the way-
that you would have lost.
Owner doesn't mean businessman.
That's true.
All right, let's get into that. Owner doesn't mean a businessman. Believe me,
Yeah,
because you got a vision for something, okay? And you like say the easiest thing if you already have an amount and you're going to get an apartment, studio, whatever, right? Okay, having it rented or you want to resell it again or something like that, it requires business mentality.
Yes.
It requires marketing mentality, right? And because those kind of mentalities, it will help you even to grow more and get more and more when it comes to that. But as I'm telling you, owner doesn't mean businessman, okay? And one of the things that confirms it, really, okay? The example that you just said, the ego. Why the hell you have ego when it comes to business? Because it's not, because it's you take it personal.
Yeah.
Right? It's my property. All right. It's my price. It's my this. It's my that. Okay. But it's not a business. All right. You don't understand yet, because if you really understand business, you will know that there's a market. You will know that there's like a demand on something. Okay. You will know of where to market your property to certain people. Okay. You want to rent it to this number.
Amr,
It
you
better
know-
be worth it, right?
Yeah, but you'd think that, right? But you know what? So we launched as well Rent It Commercial, okay? And another major problem I've seen is that you're right. Sometimes an owner is not a business person, but when you're buying commercial property, generally you are in the state of business, right?
Sure.
But even then, people are willing to leave their places empty for months and years. No joke. They just don't want to reduce the price. Or you know what? Another problem that really happens here is that an owner has properties. He gives it or she gives it to a management company, and that management company does nothing, and it just ends up being empty. And it's like, and I'm like going, or they have a representative who doesn't even pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Not bothered because he's on a salary, or they don't care.
Yeah.
They just don't care. And I'm like, you're willing to lose
The
money.
pain, the pain is real, guys.
Yeah.
Like the guy's genuinely annoyed.
I don't get it. I don't get it, you know? And I'm like, so again, it comes back down to this irrational, it's so irrational, this kind of behavior. There's no logic to it.
By the way, we're not saying that the only solution is reducing the price. We're
No.
not saying that.
No.
We're saying it's understand the value of what you're selling.
Correct.
By the way, there's a lot of people might be undervaluing their properties. By the
Yes.
way, good locations, amazing space and everything, and the price is down. All right? Because he or she does not understand the value of this. We're just saying understand the value, understand the market, understand what the people needs, and you will just get them in no time. And plus on that, a lot of people complaining about, about Bahrain being very small country. I've been in this country for 26 years now.
Wow.
Okay? I always say myself, I consider to be an Egyptian Bahraini Muharragi. Okay? Because I lived in Muharraq most of my life, right? And I love it from the heart, really. The people, the culture, everything, right? It is a small place, yes. But if you're good at something, you will find the right opportunity. You just will find it.
100%.
It's not a disadvantage. Maybe it's disadvantage for other corporates, right?
Yeah.
But for small and medium businesses and also big businesses who think smartly, they will rule.
Yeah.
You will get the opportunity. You will get to the people. And by the way, Bahraini audience is not easy.
No, it's not.
They're really not easy. Not anything can make them happy. Not anything can make them convinced to spend something. Okay, I'm talking about Bahraini residents. Okay,
Yeah.
why does you need to convince them really hard and everything? It's not about that. They have standards, and that's what I like about it. They have standards, right? The foreigners as well even have even more standards, right? Because you don't know from where this person came from. You don't know what his background is, his country, and the level he was living with, and everything, right? Everyone just here have standards, right? So you need to upgrade your own standard if you want to follow up.
Yes, I agree. I actually think a lot of the time the standard is dropping, and it's quite average a lot of the time, right? And I think a lot of people who do get jobs are just kind of fillers in a way, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just saying they don't really think about their career. They don't think about what they want to do. They're just taking a job for the sake of a job. And whilst I get it, we all have to eat, live, and support our families and everything. I just think that there's a case of doing the bare minimum, right? And I've seen it in a lot of industries. You've seen it in the marketing industry. I've seen it in almost every industry I've come across, and also in the property industry. So it's sometimes the landlords who have people working for them are doing the bare minimum. And I mean that, and I'm calling them out on that because they're just doing it to get a salary. And you know what? It's way easier not to disrupt something to keep your job. By that, I mean, if you take a leap of faith, right, as an employee, you could be seen to be, I might get sacked because I've now taken a risk on something. But if you don't take that risk at all, you can't get sacked. So that's where everyone keeps going into. And that's what really annoys me. I know we've digressed a little bit here, but it's something that does bother me here because but hopefully this can start to change as we raise the standards. Like I said to you, we've been putting in a lot of money and marketing into Rent It. We build out commercial as well, the platform.
Amazing.
But I also wanted to tell you something quite exciting as well. So very, very soon, we're going to be launching Sell It. And Sell It is going to be selling properties, not just in Bahrain, but throughout the whole GCC.
Wow.
So we're going to find investors, for example, from Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait. People can do cross-border deals, which will be great. So imagine you're sitting in Kuwait, for example. You can now see what properties are, in Qatar. You can see what's going on in Bahrain.
Wow.
And anywhere, right? And so all across the GCC. So not only have we done that, we've created that. On the same platform, Sell It, we've also got businesses for sale.
Wow.
Because a lot of the times, and we've seen, and we've had a lot of inquiries on this, that maybe a mom and pop store, a coffee shop, a brand, a small business, sometimes a medium-sized business, want to sell shares in their business, or they want to sell out completely. Restaurant groups, F&B.
Guys, this guy is like real estate Thanos. He's taking away all agents in every department, like everyone, like the rental, the selling, and everything. Just Thanos. It is sitting right here.
Bang, bang, bang.
No, but really, Rent It, I can get it. It can be like the concept. It can be really smooth and everything, but the selling, it's challenging. Because there will be big amounts we're talking about, right?
Yeah, because so we're a platform, right? So we're going to connect buyers and sellers, right? So now, but where this is going to get interesting, it should help Bahrain as a country.
Okay.
Why? Because now we can get more investment coming in from the likes of the UAE, Saudi, Kuwait,
100%,
anywhere actually,
100%.
right? So everyone can see what properties are going up for sale in Bahrain. They come onto the website. They come onto the platform, they see it, they like it, they inquire, and then hopefully deals start to happen.
Wow.
So the whole idea is to connect the whole GCC together.
Creating the right awareness for Bahrain, man. This country is one of the best countries in the world.
It's
In
amazing.
in my opinion, I love it so much.
That's why we break our backs for it. You know what I mean? Like,
Literally.
this is why we're here, working hard for the country, and we really care and we're passionate about it, right? So
because we can see the potential.
Yeah.
It's not just okay. It's not. Let's be honest. Yes, everyone is working for the money, right? Everyone is working to make their businesses bigger, right? But what creates a concept works better than the other.
Exactly.
It's because one is passionate and one is not.
yes, and that wasn't a play to get a passport, by the way. But yeah, it's an interesting concept that we're starting, and the whole idea is to again level up the game, make more visibility for landlords. They've got properties for now rent and for selling. So yeah, that'll be launching very, very soon. Excited by it. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting period.
Amazing, man. No,
Let's see how it works.
that's really great, and great seeing you doing all of this amazing things. And I can see personally, I can see how the people trust you, seriously. And when I talk to people about you, like we have a lot of common friends, Bahrain, everyone having common friends with the other, right? Always, seriously, I'm hearing the best things, the best comments.
You're so
Okay.
kind.
Of how a genuine person you are, and even when I was covering the rented event, okay, I saw everyone's opinion. It was genuine even before we start to shoot them on camera. They were really amazed about the whole concept and they loved it. And I think most of them was business property owners, right?
Yes.
And that was really I like to be honest. I thought they will say, okay, what the hell is that, right? But they were really. They understood everything very quick because, as you can see, you're being transparent. This is the thing. So I think that's the key word, I guess, to every business.
Thank you.
If they want to success, just be transparent. Say your strength points, say your weak points as
Yes.
well, okay? Because you don't want to give promises that you cannot deliver,
100%.
right?
And I think I've learned that as well over time. And you've probably seen it. When businesses don't always, everyone expects the polished version, right?
yeah.
That everything is perfect.
Yeah.
It's never perfect. And you know what? We're still learning. I'm still seeing every day we're making tweaks to the website,
Sure.
to the platform. And we'll never get better unless you keep doing that. So nothing is perfect. We've got to keep striving, keep working to find new ways of enhancing the experience. First couple of things I found was that it's taking too long for a landlord to list their property. So we've really shortened that down, right? So we're working at it. We love feedback, constructive feedback. We always take that on. And that's the only way you can grow, you know, and you're that type of person as well. That's why you're super successful in the marketing space. You always have been, is because you see the concepts, you see the ideas, you listen to all the feedback, you're watching all the trends that are going on. Look at you, you've created this incredible studio, right? And, you know, mashallah, you're going to do amazing with this. I can see it,
man.
you know? And when you have that mindset, you help businesses and the businesses start to trust you. So, you know, it's a long-term game, but this is where we're at and I'm thoroughly enjoying it, you know?
Amazing.
So appreciate
One last question before we wrap this up. If you actually two questions I really have it in mind. The first one, maybe you answered it. I was about to ask you if you want to add one more feature to the website, what it would be, but it looks like you added another whole concept. Okay, not from rent it to sell it, right? Maybe if let's say for rent it as the moment. Okay, if you want to add one more feature, what it would be?
Just your face on there, Amr. That would be it.
No. Not too pretty for that. No worries.
No, you know, I'd welcome any comments actually. You know, feature. Look, we're trying to get more and more things on the website and the platform. But if anyone's got ideas, please let us know. I'm always keen to listen to it. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Okay, well, the last one and the most challenging one. If you really have the power to change something when it comes to the real estate market in Bahrain,
Oh gosh.
seriously, something extremely effective that you see that it's going to make a major change, what would it be?
There's too many, but I'm going to give one major one.
Yeah.
I think we can stop or lower the amount of supply of empty properties on the market by increasing the commissions paid for selling the property. Right now, for example, a landlord, if they're selling a property, the seller pays 1% to an agent, and the buyer pays 1%. But in reality, and in Dubai, it's 2%, 2%. And in the USA, it's 3% and 3%. Those are markets that are doing very well and flourishing. And yet over here, we have a lot of supply. So if I was a landlord and if I had the opportunity to change the law, which I've been trying to do for a long time, I would, and this is helping agents here. So agents, you owe me one on this one, but I would change.
He's trying to look not Thanos to agents, but it's okay.
Yeah,
It's true, by the way, to be honest.
Right, because when you've got more supply in the market, you have to give more incentive to agents. And the only way to do that is by increasing the commission paid. And I think that
it's
will
the
make
motivation.
Who's motivated?
Yeah.
Who's motivated to sell your apartment for, whatever it is at 1% and work their ass off with no guarantees, right?
Like they just see it's not worth it.
Yeah, right? Of course. And then what happens? It stays on for longer, doesn't get sold. That's one. But I'm also going to give one more, right? Very important one. What will also change the whole real estate market is liquidity in the market. If the banks themselves can start lending, stop posting quarterly profits of incredible profits that you're making, and start actually helping small, medium-sized businesses, giving loans, helping property owners, helping the real estate market by investing into that, lending money, it gives people an opportunity to buy. I'll give you a quick example. I went to Dubai in 2018, right, to set up a business. And I immediately had HSBC and Emirates MBD, the two major banks there, came to my office and they said, thank you so much for setting up a business in Dubai. Wow, first of all, that's incredible. Now I'm feeling amazing, right? We want to help you succeed. Wow. If you succeed, you help the economy. You will also, for example, you'll lend more money, you'll borrow more money from us, right? Which will do more things, and that's good for us as well, right? And then you have a better lifestyle. And I said, okay, that's amazing. I love that. They offered me money, no joke of a lie, right? I was offered, I think it was 10,000 BD from HSBC.
Wow.
And 20,000 BD ended up becoming on a credit card from Emirates MBD, right? So all of a sudden I'm rolling, meaning not rolling and but I'm rolling in terms of I can now start doing business. I can start hiring people. I can get the right office. Well, I had the office.
It's going to make you love creating the business, love the country, love the vision, and love to help even other people.
Yes.
It's not just like a small motivation. We're going to help you with something like that.
Yeah.
No. They just went to the bazooka. It's like, we're going to give you the ultimate support to literally do whatever you can do.
Right. And then what happens then as well, right? If I wanted to buy a property as well, I would have had an opportunity to get a mortgage, put 5 to 10% down and, get on the property ladder. And look, I'm not trying to compare Bahrain to Dubai because it's not fair to do that.
Sure.
But Dubai's banking system is working way better than Bahrain's.
It's just ideas,
and
right? It's not about comparing. It's ideas that can literally make everybody wins.
Yes.
Like, yes, they're gonna just help you just because they love you, right? Yes, they love the vision that they have because everybody wins, including them.
Yeah. And look, I get it as well from another point of view, from a banking perspective, right? Banks also have to go, they've got risk tolerance, right? Compliance, can't just start lending everybody money. I get that, right?
Yes.
But imagine that they did help property owners. Instead of property owners trying to put down 20%, 25%, you want to get more expats in as well, right? You have to provide liquidity. You have to provide loans. You have to provide mortgages.
Sure.
And yes, some might default. That's the nature of life. But eventually that gets the ball rolling, doesn't it? It gets people buying. Then what happened was then they'll do that place up. They'll go buy more furniture, which puts more money back into the economy, for example. They hire people to do the decorations, decor, interior design, for example.
Literally everybody wins.
Everybody wins. And it really stems from real estate. And it stems from the banking system. So as a bank, lend money, give mortgages. You watch, the whole economy will start to turn. Don't be shy about it. Don't start asking people to put 50% down, 40% down. It is too much. Let's start off with 5, 10, 15%. Let's get people buying properties. It will really help the economy.
Karan, thank you so much, man. I'm really happy that you are the first person on this podcast. I'm really proud of it right now.
I'm honored. Thank you.
And thank you for all the amazing ideas you're giving to this beautiful market and helping so many people also in marketing and sales of providing your knowledge to that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to see Rent It and Sell It, one of the biggest platforms when it comes to the real estate. And hopefully we can make the people always aware of the importance of always having another option. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, buddy. Thank you.